Hi again, Ian Dainty here, carrying on with 101 marketing questions for business growth. And today we're going to look at question 54, which is, who's your worst client type? Now, it's important to understand that you can't do business with every client, but we can have some fun with this. And although when you have bad clients, they're not a lot of fun. But what you want to do is eliminate them before they become bad clients or before they even become a client. And this is usually what happens after you get a bad client, is that you end up want to scream on the phone at them or whatever because of what they do to your business, and they can be psychologically damaging too, and because of everything that goes wrong. So let's look at some of the signs of the bad client. Well, they could be people who just want help continually. They don't do things on their own. They don't look up they don't use manuals. You got software, or even they don't work with you on as much as you need when you're working with them on a, if you're a services firm. So they're always looking for help. They don't seem to want to implement things themselves, and they take up a lot of your time. So you got to be careful of that. Many times bad clients are the ones, and all of these things are usually, it's not just one of these. Sometimes it may be one of them, but a lot of times it could be many of these. They usually pay late. Okay, you've got a schedule, you've got to meet obligations every month, and a lot of times they pay late. They may get, they may decide that they're 60 or 90 days. Now, sometimes this will happen with large clients. I can remember when I had some large clients in banks, and they wouldn't pay for 60 days. At least I knew they were going to pay. And, excuse me. If you got large clients, sometimes that'll happen. But you got to be careful of clients that pay late on a regular basis if you don't know their pay schedule. They use a lot of your resources, all right? They're always, now looking for help, of course, falls into that, but they always want you to not only give them help, but, they're calling different people in your organization all the time. They're using a lot of your resources. And if they're paying late, they're using your monetary resources. So you got to be careful that you're giving too much unless they're willing to pay for it. If they're willing to pay for it, that's fine, but a lot of times they aren't. And they could be calling at all times. They call you at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night and expect you to be there to help them because they want you to work on their schedule, not on what most people work on. So again, you got to be careful of that. And they don't just call you then; they call you frequently too, which gets up into continuous help. So be careful of this. Sometimes they get nasty. Now, obviously, this is a really bad client when they start getting nasty to you and call you names and all kinds of other things, and obviously you don't want them as a client. But again, some of these things don't seem to be that bad, or they, you think, oh, well, I want to help my clients, so even if they are asking for help, or they call at different times, use a lot of resources. But you got to have a look at these clients and make sure that you're getting value for the value you're giving them. Okay? So value is a two-way street, by the way. It's not just a one-way street. And sometimes they won't give references. Now, these are just 6. There could be other things that are all kinds of things that they could do wrong. So what I'd like you to do, if you can, is send me stories about your worst client experiences so we can share them with people and let them know how to avoid it. Now, next time I'm going to go over how you avoid bad clients, what you have to do to you can't totally ensure that you're going to have a bad client because you don't know until you start working with people what they're going to be like. And they may be sweet and all of that thing before they become a client. So you got to be careful. But I'm going to go through what you can do to try and avoid these experiences and what you do if you do have them. If you do have them, you got to fire them. That's it, period. Hey, this is what's happening with you, and you got to do this at the highest level in that client organization. So please send me your experiences. And if you have any questions, please email me or phone me at the number below. And until next time, thanks very much.